Hello, the YouTube people that like really long demos about choruses. Chorusi. I don't know. Vibratos. That's what we're talking about. So, we've been sitting here for about 4 hours trying to do this demo, but many things popped up, and then there's Skype, and then there's this, and then there's knowing what the pedal does. So, I started reading the manual, and then Leslie made fun of me for, wait, you're actually reading the manual? You're never that prepared. You usually do that in the video, which of course I'll do as well. Please don't be confused or disoriented by the amazing horsey sweater by MrGugu.com. Really, I'm not getting paid for this. Trust me, I just love the amazing sweaters from them. Check them out, Mr. Doodoo. Mr. Doodoo. MrGugu.com, link below. Hey, so Chase Bliss, by the way, about 15 minutes now before we even hear a sound. Go skip ahead if you don't want to know anything about the pedal other than what it sounds like. It comes in this really pretty box. Is it necessary? No. Is it cool? Hell yeah. Because boutique. So you open this box and the pedal's not in there because it's already on the table, and you have this Le Manual. Nice cardboard stock. Does it matter? To me it does. Loads of presets, le preset in le French, and le instrucciones, which, trust me, you want to study quite a bit. At the very end it actually says, some of these concepts, wait, what? No, that's different. Online it said something else. It said, yeah, there was quite a bit and you're probably totally overwhelmed, and that's the truth. There is a lot here to take in. I studied sound design and I'm like, what? 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 Yeah, you have to spend real time with this pedal to get the full use out of it. There is a Le sticker from Le Chase Bliss Le Audio. That's not French. I don't know what I'm doing. There's a MIDI configuration little manual, and it comes in this sack, which is Le Sac pouch. Also a little bit of this. And it has a serial number. So mine apparently is number... I don't know what that is in French. Damn it. I knew once. Le 13. That's what that is. Hey, it is a... first of all... Leslie's on it. Leslie! People. Normal size pedal. Look at my hand. Look at how big it is. It is really not majorly large. And no, that is not what she said. By the way, mugs now available. Look at the doggies. Mugs, t-shirts, all that stuff available now at teespring.com. There's a good link below if you want funny t-shirts with me on it. Or my logo on it. Not the horses. Don't get the horses. Don't, please don't. So, this is the commercial hour with Henning. I don't know why. Hey, warped vinyl hi-fi. There was a warped vinyl, which is supposed to sound like a warped vinyl record. Kind of now there's the hi-fi, which has more high-end and is better in ways that I don't know. We're looking at the hi-fi version, which has replaced the normal warped vinyl pedal. It is a true, and that's really important to understand about Chase Bliss pedals, it is a true analog pedal. Signal chain for the guitar, plug in, all analog. There's no digital anywhere. And going out analog, a true analog chorus / vibrato and wobbly wobbly blah, blah, but digitally controlled. I said digitally correct this time. Meaning these knobbies can actually be remembered, recalled, controlled with ramp parameters, controlled. They can be controlled. Am I Kripke or what? Controlled. Nah. Expression pedals, the good MIDI, or MIDI, as some people say. MIDI controllable, MIDI recordable, pretty damn cool. So let's go through the controls. Told you, takes a long time before we even hear it. We have bypass on off, easy. We have tap, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, beautifully recalls 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, there. Recalls the tempo. We have this switch, which is awesome. In the middle, it takes whatever is set up here. Here, it's a preset, and over here, it's another le preset. Awesome, which is le awesome. So 2 presets, and you see the tempo changes, everything changes. We have a tap subdivision, which right now is set to 1, 2, 4. Now, I didn't quite know what that means. They're not musical values, they're literally subdivisions. 1 means right now it's taking whatever I'm tapping. 2 means it's dividing it by 2. So right now they're 8th notes, and now it's dividing it by 4, so they would be 16th notes. If you want to divide it by 3, 6, or 8, you'd have to go to the dip switches, and this tiny H and R and minus and plus, which is tough to see, will get to. That is for the hold function, which this switch can also do. See, hold. So, we have a RPM, or RPM, something per minute. Revolutions per minute? Who knows? That's le speed, same thing that the tap can do. So slow, you can see the speed right there, beautifully ramping up and down. Or le speed in le fast. I really have to stop it with the le because it's getting annoying, even for me. There you go. Now this knob will do tone. In the middle, it's neutral. Going down, rolls off the high end. Going up from noon, rolls off the low end. So a lot of possibilities for not your guitar, but the effect sound. You have to know that the guitar is unaffected by the tone knob. When you have the ramp parameter active, this knob defines the ramp speed. Le speed. And the tone will be where it has been set before you activated the ramp function. Whew. Moving on. Freaking Joel Corder with all this stuff that the pedals do. Lag is, I'm gonna say, a delay kind of thing for how severe you want your chorus. On the other hand, I don't know, we'll find out. Mix. If you have full mix, you're not gonna have chorus, because the chorus happens from your guitar and a delayed moving around a certain delay time, something signal interacting with your guitar, and that creates the chorus sound. If you only have the pedal or the effect, you're not gonna have chorus. If you only have your guitar, you're not gonna have shit because it's only your guitar, get it? So to get the most chorusing, you should have 50% original guitar sound and 50% wibbly wobbly around it. Then we have this section that clearly has been marked as the module section. How much are you modulating is your depth. And then we get to something very unique. The warp knob, we'll get to that. I'm going to keep that in the middle where it's not really doing anything. Your modulation shape. How is, let's say, a pitch modulation going up and down and up and down? So it would be wee, okay? And that would be a sine wave. Or you could do a triangle wave, which would be wee, wee. Don't know if I'm doing this right. And you could have a square wave, which would be wee, wee, wee. Get it? On, off, on, off. I know I'm making an ass of myself. Don't write this, please. So, right now we have the first half of the wave sine and the second half of the wave sine. So, wee, wee. Okay. I can go the first half of the wave sine, the second square, which would be, ramping up, wee, and then going down immediately. Wee, wee. I'm trying to emulate this here. Okay, you could go square, square, so you have wee, 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 wee. You could go sine and triangle. Wee. I don't know. Okay, so being able to pick your front and back half of the wave is awesome. And then the warp. Let's go sine and sine. So right now, it would be, I think, a slow up and a fast down, but still with a siney roundness. If I have two square waves, it would be a long part down and a short up, and a long part down and a short up. So you can actually tweak the wave. Now it would be a short up and a long down, and a short up and a long down, I think. Get that? Or I'm on sine, so it would be a fast up and then a long down. Why do you want that? That's up to you. This is kind of the whole idea with this pedal. Why do you need that? Not up to me, not up to Joel and Chase Bliss. Up to you to find out whether that makes sense to you. He just gives you the options. Have we covered it all so far? That's what you can do on the pedal without doing anything. And they absolutely recommend you playing with this pedal without ever looking at the dip switches for quite a while, which I also recommend. But since we do in-depth here, we could look at the dip switches. But let me point you to, for me, the demo of this thing, which is on Effects and Pedals Arena Corner. Billy Cardigan takes a good look at the Warp Vinyl Hi-Fi. And I love his approach to the dip switches. He shows you what this pedal can do. Most amazing sounds ever. Very clearly lets you know that the pedal makes the guitar sound different than it sounded before, which is absolutely a true statement. And when he comes to the dip switches, he says this: I don't know what they do. And he's done with it. I wish I could do this. I so wish I could just, not talk about them. Because you thought that what we just covered is complicated? No, it's not. Leslie, the dip switches, please. The dip switches. I don't have a camera on the dip switches this time because, come on. Who's got the time? So, there's a, let's call it the left side and the right side. On the left side, you determine what is controlled by either the expression pedal. We're not going to go into expression pedal. Just let me tell you that you can hook up an expression pedal into the expression control voltage input, and you can use your expression pedal for amazing things. Like, for example, lag. When you click that to the on position, on the top side of the pedal, there are the dip switches, then your expression pedal can control lag. Is that something you're likely to do? Probably not. Let me say something else. I talked to Joel at NAMM. I'm like, how much does it make sense to have these things in the parameters controllable by either a hold, a ramp, or an expression pedal? Because on some pedals, I totally see it. If this was, let's say, a distortion, I could totally see that a drive makes sense. If it's a delay, I can see that feedback makes sense. This is a chorus. How much are you going to real-time control it? I said, the fact that it's real-time controllable is because it's the same platform as the other pedals. He's like, yeah, of course, it's the same platform, so we give you the option. Whether or not you make the most out of it is absolutely up to you. But it is the same platform as the other pedals, so why not give you that? Okay? Again, a lag control, I don't know if you would need that. A mix control might make a little bit more sense, especially if it's for... The cat's like, meow! Yeah, that's what this pedal can do. It can do meow! Yes. What? This is Bunny, and he absolutely hates to be picked up. Right, Bunny? Yeah, see, dip switches. Can you see the dip switches? Look at the dip switches. Okay, here we have lag, and we talked about that. Then mix. If with a chorus, don't control that because you're going to lose the chorus. Or you could do chorus and no chorus. What? Yeah, look at that, exactly. Speed, of course, RPM, you might want that. Depth, yeah, the warp, controlling the warp, I don't know if that makes sense. What, where you go? Bye-bye. That was Bunny. Okay, bounce. Bounce is... Well, ramp. Let's talk about ramp. For the ramp feature, it'll take a parameter. Let's take this, for example, okay? Let's take the speed. I can say, once I hold this down, it'll ramp up to where that line is. So from 0 to where the line is, it'll increase the speed with this tempo, my ramp speed. So I can say, let's say it goes wee, so wee, 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 okay? If I have it on bounce, it'll go up and down to that line. If on the right side, I have it to rise. Right now, it's fall. If you can see, switches down. See? RPM on the right side, down here, it's down. Meaning, it would go down from that line. It would go... Okay? And also, does it go up to that line or from that line up? That you would do when you look at the sweep dip switch. There's a T and a B. This is all stuff you have to learn, people, if you want to work with it. So from the sweep, B means from bottom to the line. T means from the line to the top. It's all definable. Moto bip means pedals off, you hold bypass, pedals on, you let go, it's gone. So it's a momentary bypass. Oh, momentary. Oh, I think that's what that means. Hold, when you click that in, the hold function is there, which is awesome because that enables the tap foot switch to be the hold. And then this tiny line comes into play. On the very left, it is ramp. So you hold it in and then it's going to do the ramp. Cool. There's a minus and a plus, if you can see that. If it's switched to minus, when you hold it in, the envelope, not the envelope, the LFO will stop, and the effect kind of stops. And the plus, the effect is off, and you hold it in, and then the effect turns on. So the LFO turns on. Control Okay, the control dip switch defines whether the tap speed goes to RPM or ramp speed. Division, you can switch between 124 and 368. And I think I've covered it all. Now sounds! Leslie, thank you. Throw that crap away. That there, not that. We need that. Yes, thank you. So, of course, this guitar totally perfectly fits color-wise with the sweater. It is the amazing Friedman classic S with a humbucker built by Grover Jackson, none other than. Really, really cool axe. Going into actually a JHS double barrel, going into a Friedman small box right now on clean. Going into the Universal Audio aux right there with a 412 with creambacks and 2 whatever mics and quite a bit of room. So let's turn it on. Brian Wobbly said never use this when you show choruses, and he's completely right, because which is a pitch modulation. Stupid idea. So I'm gonna make sure I don't use that. Thank you, Brian. This is an amazingly beautiful, subtle chorus. So let's see what happens if we change the waveform. So you can clearly see that there's a lot of possibilities just with the waveforms, rhythmic patterns that of course can be tapped, well, rhythmically. Let's try this, for example, what we just had. Okay, so the lag. We are on mix middle because that means we're chorusing. Okay, let's go to some of the wacky crazy sounds, which means we do more depth. Some of the vibratory sounds. Never ever thought that that's actually something that is usable, that you would actually use that, but that's a little bit drastic here. Some of those sounds sound very reminiscent of a rotary. See if I can get. Let me see if I can see if I can get that. We're definitely in rotary territory, and with expression and the ramp and being able to go from slow to fast, there's quite a bit of stuff we can do. So okay, let's go there. Let's activate the hold feature. Let's take it from top to bottom. Can we do that? Wait. Top to bottom. Rise or fall? No, I can't do that. I actually can't do that. I could either go from 0 to where the line is, or from where the line is to top, or I could go from where the line is to the bottom. Okay. Oh, wait, huh? I'm gonna figure this out. Okay, I figured it out. So, I turned the hold feature on, and it is on bottom, which means it is below the line, and I made it fall. So instead of going up to the line, it's going down from the line. So I have a sound here. Technically, if everything is correct, we're not on minus or plus, we're on the R, which means ramp, and at this speed, where this is set, it should go from the line to slower. What happened? Thing is, it's staying there. So it's not jumping back to it. I might have to have the bounce. I don't know if the bounce back and forth works with the hold. You can't go and quickly tap it again. So that works, it goes down to where I want it, but it doesn't go back up. By hitting it once, it does go back up to where it's set, I think. Oh, we're here. Yeah, by hitting it once, it goes back to where the line is. That's awesome. So... So that's one thing you can do. Now let's go. Oh, actually, wait. Let's do it fast. So we're at this speed here. So it takes a longer time to slow down. Now, if I set this here, it should take almost no time to slow down. Let's see. Now, what am I doing? This is gonna happen with this kind of pedal. You'll have to spend time with it. And through trial and error, you find sounds where you go like, hell yeah, I really want to save that. Bam. beautiful vibrato I've ever heard. How about this preset? And as far as I know, it saves all the dip switch positions. Otherwise, it just wouldn't be useful at all. Because you're not going to go live and pick your dip switches. And now back to where we were. Okay, leaves, let's do this. The minus, we'll go to a crazy thing here. So you can temporarily turn off the LFO. Not the whole pedal, it's not a momentary bypass. It just, that stops wherever you're pushing. Or the other way around. And yeah, expression pedal, and yeah, MIDI, and So just a tiny glimpse of what's possible if you're crazy enough to dare to dive into the warp vinyl awesomeness. So let's go to what I actually think about this damn thing. Hello, Eugen. So, the warp vinyl something hi-fi by Bliss. It is not your least expensive chorus on the market. It is not the most obvious I have two knobs and it works and it's great on the market. It's actually the opposite. It's, what the fuck? And really, you want me to spend that much on a chorus? / vibrato? So yeah, it's that. But let's talk sound. Let's not talk bank account. Phenomenal chorus sounds. Do you want to drop that much money if you're using it as a chorus on your board? It's up to you. If it's purely a chorus, maybe not. When it comes to vibrato sounds, which is really pitch up and down, which for me is musically almost never usable. How does it make sense to have a key and a band that decides on a key and then you go wee wee wee? It doesn't. Funny enough, the Warp Vinyl Hi-Fi by Bliss Audio is the only vibrato pedal that somehow still is fully usable. I don't know how it's physically possible to do that, but it does. That track in the beginning had a serious wee wee, and it sounded more like a rotary wee wee than a pitchy wee wee, even though it was a pitchy wee wee. So my vote is the only vibrato I would actually use as a vibrato. Now, can you go completely crazy? Yes. Can you get rhythmical vibrato sounds with the square thing? Yes. Does it invite you to experiment and let the pedal guide you into realms that Joe Bonamassa said we shouldn't, be guided into by a pedal? Possibly. Does it make sense with the ramping and all the dip switching? Some of you probably have a problem within a song that can be solved by just that function, but just holding that hold button down and going woo. Possible. Some of you probably want to have control over a chorusy mix with an expression pedal. I know there are probably some people who are nuts enough to totally find use for this. One reason why it has all that functionality is because that's simply the platform that they have for all of their pedals. So they wouldn't tell you, yeah, it's amazing that you can control the lag function with your expression pedal. No, they're not going to tell you that, because you show me how that makes sense. Fact is, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. Don't even ever use the damn dip switches. Don't even ever use an expression pedal. You still have a rather small, amazingly sounding chorus/vibrato pedal with presets. So it's likely that you have 3 presets and that's it, whatever is set up, and then preset 1, preset 2. Chorus with tap doesn't make, with the timing doesn't make an awful lot of sense unless you're actually doing rotary things, and unless you go and have that waveform or that waveform there. You have a rhythmical waveform. All of a sudden, tap on a chorus does make sense. So, pretty much what applies to Chase Bliss in general. A shit ton of stuff you can do. You're never gonna do it all, but the options are there. The core sound, just like with the Red Knob Mod tonal recall, I don't use 80% of the things it can do, but it is my go-to analog delay pedal. You turn it on and it's like, just like this, it's just an amazing chorus and an amazing vibrato. The other stuff is icing on the cake. Whether or not that's worth the, I don't know. The, in US direct, $349. I'm so prepared. 396 euro. So it's 400 euro in Germany, $350 in the US. This is not an inexpensive chorus. It can do a lot, and tonally, sound-wise, it's as good as the best out there. Okay? Whether or not that's worth it to you, you have to decide. All I'm telling you is, if you decide to go for it, you're not gonna regret it in any way. And you might find some sounds where you go like, hey, maybe ambient is my thing. I didn't know it was, but maybe it is. Thanks for watching. T-shirts below, crazy shirts at Mr. Gugu. Mugs below. Thanks to all my patrons. I love you guys. And what else? What else? Animals at the end, I guess. Yeah, that one. Thanks to Leslie as well. Bye, guys.